This is a quadcopter that I have recently built up from the same electronics from my H-quad. I pulled it apart in hope of designing and building a frame that would fix the few problems that I had with the H-quad flight test H-quad frame. So recently, all of the problems I had with the H-quad, I decided that I was going to solve them myself and design my own frame. So I took all of the electronics out, designed my own frame, and so I built this. So obviously it's got like the same DC750 motors. The motors are actually bolted on this time rather than zip tied, so that's more reliable. It's got lock nuts, so they're not just going to fly off, and so the quad's just going to crash, because last time, well, I actually crashed it, crashed the H-quad, which is what caused me to build this. Anyway, it's got 4mm acrylic or plexiglass for the frame plate. The wooden booms are just screwed through that. So here, this is probably the main component of this. It's got the battery, 2200 milliamp 3-cell, a battery beeper so I know when to land. It's got, this is the KK2, and that little black box up there is my Spectrum receiver, and here's the Mobius. Now, on the H-quad, the flight controller was actually on the frame, because everything on that bottom plate there is isolated. Everything on here is like, everything on this top plate here is, you know, it's got all the motors in them. And these props aren't actually balanced. They're actually really hard to get balanced because stock, they're just really, they take a lot of balancing, especially in the horizontal axis. So it's got 14mm or 13.5mm wooden arms. Here's my flux capacitor, power distribution board actually, XT60. This whole bottom thing down here can actually be unscrewed just with like a screw here and a screw over here, because I'd like it to be more transportable. So in the specifications sheets that when I was designing it, I was going to have a vibration isolated section, and that needed to have the battery, the KK2, and the Mobius on it. Now the reason I wanted to have the flight controller on the isolated section is because my H-quad was just getting really unstable. You would have to spend so much time trying to balance your propellers to get it anywhere near what you needed to do. And then when you broke a propeller, you'd have to spend 20 minutes balancing a new one, and it just wasn't really good. With this, it's kind of like an excuse to have unbalanced props, even though these are just random ones that probably aren't even balanced that well. They aren't balanced that well. But this vibration isolated section works really well. So the vibrations don't get at all into the sensors, well, just maybe a little bit. I just have to balance the propellers a bit more, and everything will be perfect. It doesn't like wobble crazily on descend. It's way more stable, locked in. Yeah, it's good. And the battery on the isolated section helps the whole section have more momentum. So when a small vibration goes into it, it doesn't get translated straight into like the lightweight Mobius. It has to move a whole mass of lithium battery. So that helps it sort of keep its momentum stability. Anyway, I'm going to have a better antenna mount. Now, one thing is, I need to put a landing gear on it, because obviously landing on your vibration isolator isn't actually, you know, the most ideal thing. But I've come across a problem. I can't really see how I'm going to like connect this to this. It's because I want it to be on like an angle like that. I don't want it to be just like horizontal, because firstly it looks stupid, and secondly it just it's not really going to work that well. So I need a way to connect it to the frame, like maybe here on this acrylic here, or maybe put a bar across here, or somehow. Maybe if you have a suggestion in the comments, that would be good on how I can mount some landing gear to it. That would be really useful. One other thing is that I need to give this quadcopter a name. Obviously, the last one I had came with a name, Flight Test H Quad, but this is vaguely based off a few different designs. Like this camera plate is vaguely based off David Winterstill's tricopter vibration isolator. This sort of top section with the motors and this square plate in the middle is vaguely based off the RC test flight thing. Also, that sort of center boom thing, that's a bit RC test flighty. I'm talking about his Sport Quad version 3.1 or whatever it is. So yeah, suggestions for naming this, maybe, I don't know, the good quad. I don't know. Another thing on these propellers is they're quite sort of flimsy. I'll probably be upgrading to some sort of these are 11.47 props, 11 by 4.7 propellers. So in the future, I'll probably be upgrading to probably 11 by 5 carbon fiber props. They'll probably keep it more stable, be more locked in, and work better. But in the meantime, I need to find a name for it. I need to find a way to connect these landing struts to this. I need to make another one of them. I need to fix my Mobius because it's not actually working at the moment. Press that, it turns on. Maybe the, I don't know, alien magic will make it work. Yeah, see, it just doesn't work. So I've got a battery coming for that in the mail. Hopefully that will fix it, but it's just not working at the moment. So thanks for watching, and like, rate, comment, and subscribe and all that jazz, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye.